What's up, guys? FXFB NYC here, and today we are doing the video you guys been waiting for, the mod video on my 2018 Fatbob with the Milwaukee 8 107. What I've done to it after putting some miles on the bike with certain mods, and what I think about them and what I recommend them. Yeah, so let's get started. Okay, the first thing I get asked all the time on my post, on BK Lowe's post, on BX Polymath's post, anybody who has any picture of me in the NYDC crew, whether it be on Instagram or on YouTube, is the fairing. Now the fairing is from Dougz Customs. It is Dougz 2018 Fatbob bullet fairing with the optional 5-up windshield, and I have a review coming out on this fairing. I like it a lot. And I also have one gripe about it, which I'll go more thorough, in depth with that when I get to that video. But so far, this is the fairing. It comes in a raw denim like finish. It has like no paint on it, but it's pretty shiny for the most part. I mean, I'm gonna get it professionally painted at one point, but I do love the fairing. It does block a lot of wind. I wanted to keep the stock headlight, and this is what the route I went. I mean, a lot of guys are swapping out headlights, putting round headlights on the new bike, and for me personally, I just feel like that takes the character away from this bike. That was the reason, like one of the main things that pulled me toward this bike was the headlight, and I really like that. So I did not want to go away from that. I felt like that was the defining feature of the bike, along with the fat tires and the inverted front end. But overall, that's the key for me, and that was the key for a lot of the guys when I was asking, you know, what should I do about the fairing, guys? I need a fairing, you know, the wind is killing me, because we ride pretty aggressive in the NYDC. You know, I'll throw up a clip here. During our Slades ride, how we ride generally, you know, when we have fun. And so the wind without the fairing was decent, but I tend to ride or get these days where I ride and it's very windy, so for me I would be getting beat up all the time. So the fairing is it stood its test of time, and I put some miles on and really love it, and shout out to Doug. The fairing is awesome, man. Keep it up. I'm here to support local. I want everybody on this channel to support your local motorcycle brands and groups, because these guys are out here hustling and putting in the work for these pieces like this that are amazing. That it's one guy, one shop, the same thing like Fab 28, and you know, these guys are doing it for the love, and that's what you want to support. You want to support people doing things for love, not for the money, just because they like to do it and they love to do it, and that's their passion, and they do it for performance and for their customers who they know, you know, are into these things, you know, that they look for those things. Second thing I've done to this bike that I get asked a lot is, what pipe am I running? So this is the Fab 28 pipe, 2-in-1 for the M8 Softails. Initially, when I got this pipe, I got it because I saw it on BK Lowe's bike, and I wanted to more or less have that 2-in-1 look. I had initially Bassani 2-in-1, and I had it where it was swept around the timing cover, but I really didn't like that look too much. And also had a problem where, like, the first week I scraped the heat shields on it. So you know what, it was a kind of a turn off for me. I think it was like their first version of that pipe, and overall it was a great pipe. I just didn't like the sound. I didn't like the look. I kind of just wanted to get a pipe on, and I kind of just, the first week I got the bike, I just bought that Bassani. Nothing against Bassani, it's a great exhaust, and I love the performance of it, but I did not like the look, because that wasn't the look initially I was going for. And two, I just liked how the Fab 28 looked, and I liked the mission behind Jay's reasoning, you know, when it comes to these pipes, that he does it, you know, more or less for the love, and it's not you know, conveyor belt type business. I generally, I like, you know, popular brands, but I try to go with homemade, homegrown guys who are doing it for passion, and that's something that Jay does at Fab 28. Shout out to Jay, which I have a video coming out on this exhaust for the M8 Softails. I'm gonna link in the description a video for BK Lowe's video on Fab 28, his review and his take on it. And also there's a clip of my bike in there with the exhaust, the little rev bomb, when I was stage 1, because now currently it's stage 2, which I'll get to in a minute. And yeah, so the Fab 28 pipe, overall great gains, awesome look. I love the golding that it's taken on its own character. I love the end section of the pipe. It's one of the reasons why I also wanted to go with the pipe. I just like the way the muffler's kicked up a little bit in the back, but it's also like still relatively straight. Initially I wanted to get it kicked up, but you know what, it grew on me, and I actually really like it, so I left it alone. The next thing I get questions on also is the intake. A lot of people ask me stage 1 questions and the fairing question, and this intake is just a Screaming Eagle heavy breather. I don't know why I got it. I just like kind of the cone look, the tunnel cone look, and that's why I got it. I saw it back like when the bike first released. Some dealership in Europe put this on their bike with Bassani, and I saw the look and I said, wow, I really like that look. So I ended up getting this one, and so far I really like it. I like the way the filter's set up. I did initially have a problem with my peg, like my leg touching, but now as I started to ride it more, I feel like I haven't really noticed it anymore. I don't know, maybe it was just me, placebo at the time. Like in my head I was just thinking, oh, you know, this is in my way, it's in my way. But it's overall it's a really great intake. I really like it, and I can always get a filter at a Harley dealer, so that was another thing. It was a convenience thing, that if I needed to get a filter, I could just go into Harley, tell them I have, you know, heavy breather for 18 Fatbob, and right away I'll have a filter. So it's always accessibility for me was there when it came to that, so that's why I went that route. Next, another thing which I don't have installed right now is my Conley's bags. I get a lot of questions about what bags I run as well, and the bags that I run are Conley's USA bags. They're like a soft shell bag. I'll try to throw up a picture here, but they're a soft shell bag that I saw Conley put up for on his Instagram for like $200 or something like that, around that range, $200-300, and I decided to take a hit on that and try it out, try something different, because I know everyone has leather pros, which are also really nice, but the price for me, I didn't know if that was justifiable, you know, $700+. So I figure, you know what, let me try this out. So those are the bags. The seat is the most common seat in the Dyna's new Softail stunting crew. It's a Saddlemen step up. I really like this seat after putting some miles on it. It's really comfortable. It for the first like 250 miles, this thing was hard as a rock. It was so unbearable. Like I was like, oh man, I don't know, like this thing is really hard, and I don't know, I might send it back. But I'm here to tell you that, guys, if you stick with it, I think Connor said in his video, like, about the Saddlemen, like, he did a review way back, like, about his Lucky Daves and his Saddlemen, I think on a friend's bike, or he swapped, and he said he didn't like it because it was hard for him. But he's not lying about that. It is hard, but it's because it needs to be broken in, or like the gel needs to conform more or less to your backside. So overall, it's, after you break it in, it is the most comfortable seat I've ever had on a bike. I probably, if I get my next bike, if I get one sometime in the near future, I'm definitely going with Saddlemen, because I love like their image, I love the comfort, and I love the look of the seat, and I just think that for the money, it's a great seat. It's probably the best seat on the market, besides probably a Lucky Dave's or something like that, to that effect. But overall, it is a great seat, and I really do like it. Okay, what else do I have on this bike that I can mention? The tuner I have is a Dynojet Power Vision. Now, initially I had a FP3 on the bike, and that was, you know, the same thing with the Bassani. It was a move. It was just a move I made that it was like, I kind of just have to get some type of tuner on it, because I know that Harleys run lean from the factory, and I'm very, very big into performance. So for me, I had to get that taken care of right away. You know, it's part of putting new pipes and putting a air cleaner on it, that you kind of get a tuner along with it. You don't want to run those new mods with, you know, less fuel, because, you know, already Harleys are running lean from the factory. So putting new pipes and putting a new breather on it with no way to manage the fuel is kind of a bad idea. And that's one of the reasons why I went with this. And the Dynojet Power Vision also gives you that ability to further expand if you want to go further and, you know, do a stage 2, stage 3, or, you know, big bore kit, whatever you want to do. When it comes to the motor, it's there, and it'll always be there. And it's a great thing. I've had it. This is the first bike I've had it on. I had it on my Sportster. I had a Sportster before. I had a FP3, but that was only stage 1. And yeah, this Power Vision, I really like it. I really recommend it. And also, shout out to Flo Moto. Flo Moto is where I got this. I got that Power Vision, and I got, what else did I get from Flo Moto? I got my cam as well, which I'll be talking about in a second. But Flo Moto, great guys at Flo Moto. Shout out to them. They're out in Wisconsin, and Flo Moto is essentially like a Revzilla or a Get Lowered, and they're guys who are very into performance. They're just as like-minded like me, and they have amazing prices, amazing support. You can call them basically Monday through Friday. Someone will pick up. You'll get somebody. And Jamie at Flo Moto really helped me with the tune on the bike, because, you know, I went to stage 2. So Flo Moto has great prices, and I really recommend them for anything I do on the bike or somebody else's bike. I really recommend Flo Moto because of their pricing, more or less. I've had no problems. They offer unlimited support, and I really support that. I really like companies that are willing to reach out and help you, because like me, I'm not a professional when it comes to installing mods or, you know, doing engine work, but I like to try. I like to be creative and learn these things, and Flo Moto is there to help you. They're a resource, and I like, you know, I can pick up the phone, I can call, and right away I can get somebody on the line and ask questions and pick their brain and more or less get some insight. You know, maybe they've run into something I've run into before. So shout out to them. I really like them. Cool brand and cool company out in Wisconsin. I did an SNS 475C change drive cam in the bike with Flo Moto push rods and SNS lifters. Let me tell you guys, I have a video coming out on the cam. The cam for the bike is insane. Okay, anyone who does a stage 1 on the M8, the power is fantastic already. If you do a cam, it's amazing. It's literally night and day difference. The motor is just, it's happier with the cam in it. It just wants to go, and that's the same thing with stage 1 I said before. It's more or less it just wants to go. And you know what, the cam is something that I have a review on. Currently I'm kind of like putting some braking miles on it and tuning the bike, so I haven't been very active because that's what I've been down for a couple months. So I'm sorry about that, guys, once again. But overall, I really recommend stage 2 if you feel like you need it. If you feel like, you know, you want to move your power around, you want to gain more power, you want to gain more torque, a cam is something to look into. I have a more or less a better video or review on that when I get to that. Another mod that I've done to the bike is the Flo Motorsports pegs for the new M8 Softails. I don't know if I saw them on my friend's bike, Dio's bike, and I really like the bear trap / BMX peg look, and these rivets here are really good. They really like lock into place and lock your feet into place, and they're really good. And I really like the stability that I get when I'm, you know, going through turns, or if I'm, you know, getting on it a little bit and we're getting out there. These pegs really lock you down, and they're really great for that. And I also, like I said, I love the look. The pegs are like a self-cleaning, you know, peg. They kind of clean off your boots too, and they stay pretty nicely put. I know the bike's a little bit dirty right now, but the pegs, awesome pegs. This is the biggest reveal that what I was waiting for. I've been waiting for a while for this, because I don't know if you guys know, but I'm going to Sturgis 2019, and BK Low and I are trying to have some tunes. All right, we're trying to be bumping the same music over Scorpion and Road Captain. So I got, that's right, guys, the Plex Audio Universal Kit. And let me tell you about the Plex Audio. I have a review coming on this. I just recently installed it. I haven't had much time with it, but it's, let me tell you, what you hear on Instagram and what you hear like on the site or on YouTube, it's doesn't compare. Shout out to Plex Audio, dude. These things are sick. But more or less, I want to put some more miles on it, and I want to get more in-depth review on those. They're fantastic. Like always, guys, thanks for watching. FXFB NYC is out.